Yeah, so Attensi, at the heart of really what we are and what we do is we believe people create value. It's a very simple starting point for us, and we're a learning impact organization. We want to drive great training and great impact from that training. And the way that we do that is by leveraging the best of two worlds. So we take the best of the gaming world and game mechanics, and we couple that with the best of learning psychology. And through 3D gamified simulation training, we're able to train whole organizations at scale, really focusing on how do we make change for that organization? How do we change behavior for the user? And how do we change and look at KPI output for the organization? And that's really where we start, and that's at the heart of what we do. So an example of a customer that we would work with is Circle K. So we work with Circle K now across 9 countries. We actually train on all different areas. We're very, very flexible in what we can do. So we train on things from onboarding through to leadership, through to technical skills. So the way that we structure our sales team, relatively traditional in terms of the way that we look at it. So we are looking at inbound, outbound. So we do have a full BDR team that we work very, very closely with. We look at those kind of pockets and industry sector specifics. That's kind of how we go to market. So we have a full BDR team. We also have, of course, a full marketing team working very closely together, looking at how we drive opportunities externally and also how we drive opportunities on the inbound side as well. We then move up through the organization of the sales. We have account executives, we have enterprise account executives, and that really sits on that new business side. We're very, very collaborative here at Attensi. So very often when we are talking about our sales team, BDRs work very, very closely with the AEs and the EAEs. AEs work very closely with marketing. We have this really nice ecosystem of collaboration, which is one of our key tenets as well when we go to market and when we're looking to sell. We think that just makes us very strong as an organization. We're all singing off the same hymn sheet. So our sales process, we have traditional elements in our sales process. Again, what you would expect. I think for us at Attensi, this concept of game-based training and this game-based learning, where we're deploying game mechanics, where we really build something from the ground up. We don't believe in a generic off the shelf. So every time we start talking with the prospect and discovering really what it is that they need to impact, is always going to start with that really early phase, sitting down with the customer and really going deep on what are your challenges today, what is it that you're looking to achieve, and ultimately what does success look like? If you were to implement some kind of training, what does that success metric really mean? What does it look like to the organization? We're very peer-to-peer in the way that we go to market. Because we're very sector specific, we like to talk about their business as much as we like to talk about their ecosystem of learning. Then we also have this really interesting part for Attensi where game-based learning and game mechanics and gamification is a buzzword, but actually we have this whole education piece. So we're not just trying to find out what's happening within their organization, we're trying to educate them on the power of game mechanics and the power of game-based learning. So we have this really nice sort of early process for somebody where we're talking about them, we're talking about us, and really get deep in terms of what we can provide from a solution perspective. Then our sales process, as it starts to roll out, becomes obviously elements of technical in there. We are a digital solution, but we really start to then build up from the original knowledge that we have, we start looking at solutions and POCs. So very often we will create proof of concepts where we're connecting some of those challenges, some of those goals, and we're actually realizing that, of course, as a very visual tool, we're realizing that in 3D simulated environments. It's a very compelling part of what we do in that sales process. And then, of course, we have those traditional metrics as well, where we're moving people through those phases. We're getting to a point where we've proved the value, and then we come towards that rollout phase as well. We work very closely across the two teams here at Attensi, from that new business through to the project management, through to the launch phase into accounts. So we ensure that everything is joined up, and very often from a collaborative perspective in that sales process, we will be bringing in account directors. We'll also bring in some of our sales enablement teams and some of our launch teams, just to make sure that we're all working together to get those people to success. The culture is probably our number one most important thing that we talk about as a management group and internally at Attensi as we've grown. It's a non-negotiable for us. From the very time that we were founded till now, we have try to keep a very, very consistent culture throughout the organization. I moved over here from the London office to set up the Boston office with my colleague. And the reason that we've done that and we've taken that internal, we want to grow that culture across countries, is because it is the secret sauce. It's the superpower, if you will, of who we are and what we do at Attensi. It's got so many different facets to it, but almost every single person I've ever brought into the organization and almost every single person that I've seen come into the organization shares those same values and those same belief systems. And it's absolutely been the fundamental principle of how we've been able to grow and scale so quickly in terms of what we've done, and to stay so close and so relevant for our customers. To be a little bit more concrete about what that culture actually is, I think we have really some core values that we adhere to in Attensi. The number one, I've talked about it already, is collaboration. You know, everybody that we bring in has a collaborative mindset. We are Scandinavian by birth, and that typically means that we operate with flat structures. And what that allows us to do is to be highly collaborative up and down the chain. Everybody can question, everybody can ask why, everybody can give their input. And at the end of the day, the best idea is what we go with. And that's really important for how we're growing. The other element that we have, of course, at our heart is fun. You know, it's so important to us that what we do is fun. You know, fundamentally, it's part of our DNA. We do game-based simulation training, but also people that come into the organization, we have to love what we do every single day. And a lot of that is to do with having fun. And people that we have come in are very playful. We have all different walks of life that join us, people that have started and founded businesses. We have people that have been in sales. We have people that have done all these different things, but they share that sense of fun and adventure. And I'd say that the last kind of core point of what we're about is somewhat of that pioneering attitude in everybody. We see this from the BDRs that we bring in all the way up to the EAEs, is we are setting kind of industries on whole new pathways when it comes to learning. This is a revolutionary way people are going to be training their staff. So that kind of sense of a pioneering attitude and being able to educate and being able to be curious and want people to engage with what we do is a key component of who we are as well. This is a good question. Why is now the ideal time? I actually truly believe that this offers a very, very unique opportunity right now within Attensi. And I have worked at various different places before. Right now, we're at a moment in time as an organization. We are giving people the opportunity to come on board a solution and a technology that's going to completely revolutionize industries. That's very rare to have that opportunity. The way that people train their staff in all different sectors, in all different industries, will be going in this way. And we're at the absolute forefront of that. I think that's an incredibly exciting opportunity. And I'd argue sometimes only once in life do we get the chance to be part of something that is an actual movement rather than just a solution. The other is for us at Attensi, mechanically right now, you know, we have this beautiful opportunity in Boston where we have this startup mindset, this startup mentality where people can come in, they can have a voice, they can contribute to the direction that we take, but we are backed by 200 people in Europe that have been doing this and making this work and working with customers for a long amount of time. And we have that resource and we have that backing. So it's almost this beautiful pivot point where we're coming in as a startup mindset with all of the safety and security and the excitement of what we've been doing for the past 10 years. And I think for me, that's a highly unique position that we put ourselves in for the people that look to join us at the moment.